See?
You see the one Ron
I'm
had?
telling you, he gets ballsier every week.
See the one that Ron had on Facebook? He's got one too.
This guy comes from over here. He used to come up and try to bite my leg. Now he's on my chair. Come on, get out of here. Get. Go.
There you go. Ian's here, Michael Allen. And this little gecko wants to take over his seat.
Yeah. That lizard that comes around here and bothers me all the time, he's getting pretty big. Now he wasn't here a while ago, and I'm setting all this stuff up, and he's on the back of my chair, and he won't get off.
If he learns how to talk, he's got a job.
See, he's back again.
Huh?
Right there.
Oh my. Well, maybe he wants to get on your shoulder,
I don't know.
like Katie did.
All I know is that he's getting pretty gutsy.
It's kind of creepy, actually. Hey, Bill from Long Island. Keys time in the villages. We're great, Keys. You know, it's a beautiful day out here. We got a nice breeze going, and the temperatures come down a little bit. I guess we're going to get some fall weather the next few days. Judy sent me a temperature thing, and it's supposed to get in the 60s.
At night, not
Well,
during the
yeah,
day.
but like I said, it felt good this morning walking, let me tell you.
60s ain't necessarily fall temperature.
Well, it
That's
is
60
for here.
at night. It'll still be like in the mid-80s during the day.
Well, it felt pretty good this morning regardless.
Who's that? Heron. I've never heard of that company.
I don't know. Let me see. I've seen that sign somewhere.
Those of you that don't know, just so you'll know if you're new here, so you don't, it'll help you maybe getting ripped off, that there's a Florida law, and Sumter County has that same law, that any contractor or anybody that does work as a business has to have their name on the side of the vehicle. That's a law. So I'm just letting you know. So if you see somebody running around selling trees or saying that they work on your golf cart and there's no name on the side of that pickup or whatever, I would just suspect it. That's all. I just be very cautious.
Yes, yes. Hey, Reno. John Romanek says he can hear as well.
Ron says, hey guys, hey guys. Tea time in the villages. Hey, Skipper says, we're doing okay. We're getting ready to take off, I think, for a while, go up north. To be honest with you, I'm really not enthused about going anywhere right now. But we got to do it sooner or later.
And we've been doing this since July. So it's time to go where it gets cold.
You ever just get into the slump to where you think you'd like to go somewhere? Look at this car. That car I've seen before.
I sit here and watch traffic all day. Hey, Deanna.
Anyway, you ever get in a slump to where you just don't want to do anything, don't want to go anywhere? That's kind of the slump I've been in for a while. I just don't want to go anywhere, don't want to do anything.
KM says she's headed up to Iowa for her daughter's wedding, then Wisconsin and Michigan. So she'll be gone for about a month if we don't see her for a while. We'll have a good time.
I haven't seen you at all.
So I would like to make it to I've always wanted to go to Mackinac and to the island, and I've never been there. We lived in Indiana for 50 years and still never made it there. One of these days I want to make it up there.
I don't know. Doesn't really do nothing for me to go.
I know, but that's what
it's an island of nothing but touristy stuff.
Right.
Everything's way overpriced, and it's just an island full of crap.
My kind of place.
Not my kind of place. I almost went to Put-in-Bay one time, which
Yeah.
is the same thing but on a smaller scale. I never went there either.
Yeah, well, like I said,
I'm
that
just
don't,
not big on touristy stuff. Just not.
yeah.
Never have been. Well,
Uh,
I shouldn't say on all touristy stuff. The Grand Canyon's a touristy place, but that kind of stuff I don't mind. But to go to like a Disney World, and that's what Mackinac Island is to me. It's just another Disney World done a different way.
okay. Well, that doesn't mean I ain't going. um, Sherry Brack from Wisconsin. Hey, Sherry. That's a beautiful day out here today. I mean, really, really, really nice. I said the temperatures come down a hair. I think it was 86 when I looked a little bit ago. And I said, we got a nice breeze going here. So that makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's not in the 90s today. I think it's in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got a breeze, and we're in the shade. So
Yeah.
it's not so bad. But I did bring my glass of ice and water I got here just in case.
Everybody says the volume is low.
Well, ain't nothing I can do about it. It just plugs in.
Yeah.
Turn your TV up. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, Keith says the volume is low. And Dennis says, hi students, turn up the volume.
Well,
Are we not plugged in or what?
I don't know. There ain't nothing I can do. Let me see. Oh, crap. It ain't plugged in.
Oh.
There it came up.
Okay.
I bet we're okay.
Can you hear us now, Tammy?
I forgot to plug it in. I'm getting
Okay,
old.
guys.
I'm getting old, so my mind doesn't work that quick anymore.
Yeah. Okay, well, William says lizard gumbo.
Gumbo.
Yeah. I think for your little friend back there. Lizard gumbo.
Huh?
Your little friend on the back of the chair.
I heard that part.
Lizard gumbo.
Oh. Man, I'm not going to bother him. I'm just amazed at how you might say friendly, or how for something that's supposed to be a wild animal around here. This guy's been following me around here for 2 years, and I'm surprised that he's lived this long, really, because the birds that come here, those mockingbirds that come here, usually in the wintertime, this is what they eat. And they all sit out here on these trees and things, and they wait for these guys to come out and make a move. And I mean, they get them just like that. So
Yeah.
this guy, he lives. I got a seashell down here. I don't know where we got these seashells. They were dad's, wasn't they? Mom and dad's. It was on his tree out front. Yeah, these were my mom and dad's seashells that he collected.
They're big ones.
They were in the front. Yeah, they're big shells. And I put a plant in one of them, and the other two are just laying there. And this guy, from the day one we put these out here, he adopted that big shell right there, and he goes in it. And then during the breeding time of the year for these, there's a female that'll go in there with him, and I think she lays eggs in there. And then, of course, the babies are out running around. They've been out for a couple months now. I don't see them much anymore, but they're out here. They're so small that when they're running around, unless they move, you never see them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's his home, and I think that's where he hides from the birds.
And he just happens to like you.
Yeah, and there he is right there. I mean, this is the one that comes up here. I told you guys before, he come up here and I don't know if I want to say bite, but I feel him hitting the side of my ankle. And
kind of like Katie.
Yeah, and so anyway, that's him.
Can you hear us now? I am still getting things that says that they can't hardly hear us. Are you able to hear us?
Right there, it says I can hear you now. Hear you now. You sounds great now.
Okay. Hey, Marjan from Belgium. I was counting on you today. I told somebody that you'd be on here.
Yeah, we got the audio taken care of. I just forgot to plug the mics in. They're okay.
Cam says that's where they're going, to Door County and Mackinac Island, to see the fall trees. Yeah, I'm hoping that the trees are turning. You know, they've had such a heat wave up there. It's just this week that it's starting to cool down. So it usually takes some cool down for the leaves to turn. And we always took the kids to the pumpkin farm. You know, this time of year was so pretty with the fall leaves and just a beautiful time of year. And all the festivals. And I missed, my favorite one was actually last weekend. And so won't get to see that one. I was hoping that we'd get up there in time for that, because my sister and I used to take take a train. There's a train that they have in Noblesville, which is a little little ways from where the festival was. And we'd park there and take the train over to the festival. And that way we could do everything we wanted and just get back on the train and come back. Didn't have to worry about parking and all that. It was wonderful. And this will be, I think, next year will be the 20th year since the last time we did that. So, like I said, I was hoping that we could do that. It was my mom's favorite festival. It was the Atlanta Earth Festival. Loved that one. Okay. Okay, much better. Sounds great now. I hear you now. We can hear you okay. We have to rely on you guys because we can't tell. Yeah. Hey, Barbara. Marjorie Smith. And Denise, I don't know how you pronounce that last name. I don't want to mess it up. It's a little bit different. Oh, well, thank you, Jane. She loves my blouse. And I said, you know how I am. I love the colors. And I'm trying to get away from I always wear a white shirt underneath everything, a white sleeveless shirt. I'm trying to get away from that. It's getting to be a habit. And I'm trying to get away from it, but I said some of my clothes are a little big now, so wearing the white shirt underneath it, I can still wear them. It doesn't look so baggy. This is not one of them, so. But thank you. I do love the color in it.
I think we got started a little bit late today because this is a Wednesday, and it seems like everybody around us now is mowing their grass on Wednesday. He got ours, and then he got hers, got the next door neighbors. It's all the same guy that does all this. And he's gone and out of here, but then 10 minutes after he leaves, another guy parks over here. He mows that place over there. He's kind of slow. He's a one-man group.
Mm-hmm.
He does it all, so it takes him a while. And the guy up next door over here, usually they mow on Wednesday, but I haven't seen them.
They've been coming on Thursday.
Okay.
I think maybe they got used to your dirty looks.
Yeah. And then the place over there, they ain't mowed that in a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, I know he's got a crew of guys that does that, but
they come in on those stand-up mowers and they do it in 5 minutes and they're out.
But they ain't been over there for a couple of weeks now.
Well, now it can't be a couple of weeks. Look at that grass.
Look at it. By the driveway, you can see how tall it is. The weeds right there are 10 inches tall.
Yeah. Well. Oh, Gringo wants to know if you made it to Dairy Queen for 85-cent blizzards. No, we did not.
I ain't been over to the camper at all yet. And that's the only Dairy Queen around here is on 301 over there by. There's no Dairy Queen in the villages. People keep telling me there is. There is no Dairy Queen in the villages. It's all outside the villages.
Yeah, and there are ice cream places, just not Dairy Queen.
No.
Yeah, and the place that we used to like to go to, they've changed hands, and they're a what is that we had up north? Ritters?
Oh, that was it's a Ritter's now.
Ritters.
But it was the hell name of it?
Ollie's.
I liked Ollie's when the old man had it.
Yeah.
Go up
I haven't been in there since it's Ritters, so I don't know if they're the same or not.
He made his own ice cream there, real ice cream, and he made the best banana splits too. You could pick any of the toppings you wanted, pecans, nuts, all this stuff was on it.
Oh yeah.
And then you could sit there and watch his big screen TV, The Adventures of Big Dog.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, The Adventures of Big Dog, and it's still on YouTube. You can find it. Beautiful dog, but it was a big dog.
I think it was a Russian wolfhound. One of the funny ones was his grandchildren at that time were like 4, 5, 6 years old, give or take. And apparently he lives like out in the country a little bit. And I didn't know the guy, I mean, other than there. And he would set up this like big metal tub outside, like a horse tank or something. And the grandchildren was going to give Big Dog a bath. And Big Dog didn't want to take a bath.
Yeah, but it was a good video.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. David Pizzamente says, Skip, you have a lizard on your chair.
I know. This is
I
the one I've
remember.
been talking about for 2 years. He over there and he comes up, he jumps on my sock, and it's almost like he's trying to attack me. And today I come in here and got set up, and there was nothing out here. And I come out here a while ago to turn the thing on, and there he was sitting right there. I chased him off once, and then he come back.
Yeah. But like I said, you remember Maggie? We had a Boston Terrier once, and when she wanted to rest, that's where she'd go. She'd get up around Skip's neck and just lay around his neck on the back of the chair. It was the craziest thing. Sweet little dog. Uh, Debbie Robertson said visited Ollie's in August, and it was terrible. Nothing like it used to be.
What's that?
Said she visited Ollie's in August, and it was terrible.
Oh,
Nothing like
Ollie's
it
not
used
there
to
no
be.
more.
Yeah,
I don't know if the sign's still there or not, but Ritter's bought them. So it's not even ice cream. It's
yeah.
custard, frozen custard.
And then
Which I got nothing
Ritter's,
against frozen custard, but I'm just saying it's not Ollie's.
and then the Ritters we had up north was pretty good. But yeah, I wondered if they'd change things. And the lady that run it before, she was super sweet. And I said she would put anything on his ice cream that he wanted. And I said, he always said, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I said, she just kind of loaded up. So, and I said, now that Ritter's taken over, it's kind of a corporate chain. So I don't know how they are. But they always had good ice cream up north. Okay. Denise says, my married name is Czech. The H is silent. It's Blavity. Okay. Well, that helps because I really didn't know how to say that. Denise Blavity. Okay. Richard Weisner says hi.
See?
Or Wiesner.
There's a female right there. He just
Yeah.
chased her out. See him over here doing all his push-ups?
Yeah.
That means he's excited there's a little female down here. In case
Yeah.
you guys don't. There he goes. He's down here now.
You gonna chase her back?
Well, he's going to go after her. Or at least he's trying to attract her anyway. You know how guys are when it comes to good-looking women. We do stupid shit.
Oh yeah, they preen.
Yeah.
They do. Gringo. He's getting ready to come back.
They're not going to let him come back.
Booked for October 3rd.
They ain't going to let you come back. They're going to hold you for ransom and make the government pay for you to come back.
Oh, Ollie's was frozen custard. It was started by an owner in Illinois. The Villages was its second location. Why, we loved that place. I mean, as far as ice cream was concerned, I mean, it had the best tasting, even if it was custard. It was very, very good. And
I never ever got anything regular. I always get banana splits if I get a chance.
Yeah.
That's what I always get. And I rate an ice cream place on how good they make a banana split because it's almost a lost art. It's almost one of them things that a lot of kids today don't even know what a banana split is.
Well, like I said, and through the years, they've left off this or left off that, trying to save money. And so,
that was a
there's
good thing about Ollie's. I could tell them what I wanted, and she would just make it the way I told her.
Yeah.
And that was the way I remember banana splits were made.
Yeah. But they were started in Illinois. Yeah, I remember like I said, the guy had a little push cart that was always inside the store there. And I know that he had it at some of the festivals and what have you. And they did they come to the rec centers for parties and stuff like that. If you had them in, I think it cost so much to do that. But because I started to do that once. I thought that would be cool, but never did. Yeah, Jerry Bell says, when's the last time you did push-ups?
I can't do push-ups anymore. I can't. I hurt my shoulder on a dock when I was working for UPS. I should have got it fixed. I didn't. So I got, what they call it, rotator cuff. I need a rotator cuff surgery, but I'm not doing that either. I also can't throw a ball anymore either. And my right shoulder is really about the only one that actually works halfway right. I can't do a push-up with one arm.
Yeah, Gringo says Wild Kingdom with Skip and Sue.
Yeah, pretty much. She's over there. You can see her. She's doing funny stuff.
Yeah. And the birds.
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, okay.
Look at him. Look at him. He's going.
The birds was big and singing all day today. And I said, usually you don't hear that much of them, but they've been really really vocal today. So Rizzo says, my wife just got out of the shower. I'm bobbing my head up and down, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Well, you got to have that little flat thing down here going in and out too, you know.
Yeah. Fishman Chad says, what's up, kids? The Fishman Chad says, what's up, kids? And Bruce says he's glad they got to catch the porch sitting today. Well, yeah, we're out here today. This will probably be the last one for a week or two, because we don't know if we'll be able to do anything on the road. So we might. You never know. Might pop up. But right now we're not figuring on it.
That's almost like wouldn't bet on.
Yeah, yeah.
Wi-Fi on the road is not good.
Yes, yes. Oh, and Tammy says you just have to do a happy dance. Says you just have to do a happy dance.
For what?
I don't know. Oh. Maybe
to imitate the lizard.
Yeah, imitate the lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flip up your.
See, there he goes.
There he goes.
He's sneaking over there. Where's she at?
She went over here somewhere. I don't know.
He sees her.
Oh. Early Riser says, do villagers ever win deed restriction disputes?
Deed restrictions, when you say the villages, you have to be more specific. The villages is the name of our town. So the town doesn't tell anybody what to do on their deed restrictions. But the developer sets the deed restrictions up for the first, I think, a year, maybe 2 years, and then he turns that district over to the residents. Because now you have your own supervisors that you've elected, and at that point, they're in control.
Yeah.
So if you have a deed rule that you'd like to have changed, that's where it has to start, is you have to go to the meeting to your district supervisors and then discuss it with them, and they may or may not. There's a process they go through. And
he said, do you know of any that's been won?
No, because once an anonymous complaint's made, they send the district, there's like a council guy, I don't know who it is. They come out in a car, they take a picture of whatever the dispute is, whatever the complaint is, then they take it back and there's a meeting about all these pictures. This is the whole council thing. Once they agree that in that area that deed has been broken, the rules have been broken, then they send, they'll come out and knock on your door, hand you a letter. They may send you a registered letter, because there's a lot of snowbirds here. So they may send you a registered letter that you've got to sign for. And all this and that, and tell you to take care of it. And then that's usually when people start going to the meeting going, oh, well, I didn't know. Doesn't make no difference. It's too late at that point. Mm-hmm. The complaint's been made. These violations has happened. And it always happens when somebody buys a new house. I'm not talking about brand new house. You buy a brand new house, you're going to be alerted of all the different things from the get-go. But when you buy a pre-owned home, like if somebody comes here and buys this house off of me, and let's say I was to sell it through an Ira Miller. Ira Miller's not going to probably hand you the deed restrictions for District 10. It's going to be your responsibility to know it. And so you're going to come here and go, you know what, I think this would look better if I put a privacy bush over here on this side of the driveway. And you just do it without checking. And then that guy over there makes a complaint because you violated the property line thing. And that's how it starts, is the complaints like that. And that's where I'm in favor of, it's just my own opinion, I'm in favor of what anonymous complaints, is because if he was to make a complaint against me and I didn't know it, then I wouldn't have a grudge, because I don't know that he done that or that somebody else done that. Well, if they make it mandatory, and districts are starting to change these things to where he has to fill out a paper, and that copy is given to me showing who made the complaint, now it's like payback's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen, and it's going to start arguments and things like that. And so I'm kind of in favor of the anonymous complaint system, because if you're breaking a rule, why do you need to know who turns you in for breaking a rule? There's really no need for you to know. I don't think. No. This ain't a court of law here. People bring up stuff all the time saying, well, you have a right to face your accuser.
That's in a court of law. Deed compliance problems is not a court of law.
Yeah. And we don't know of anybody that's ever won a deed restriction
No.
problem, but we don't know of that many people that's done it either. So
I don't know anybody that's had a problem here in our area. Nobody. I don't know anybody. Everybody's been fine.
yeah. And once they point out something, then usually it's fixed.
Yeah, you might. I know of several deed restrictions that's been broken and are still broken. We break them. That flag right there is considered to be yard decoration.
Yeah.
Little flag that says welcome on it. Nobody ever says anything because you can't see it anyway. It's hidden behind that bush right there.
Yeah.
But I'm just simply saying little things like that. Most of the people in my neighborhood, they don't pay no attention to that kind of stuff one way or the other.
Yeah.
They just kind of let it go. But the major ones, they're not going to let go. Like if you let your dog run around loose, that's going to be a problem. You can't do that here.
Yeah.
Or at least keep your dog in control, I guess I could say. Because I do know of some people that do walk their dog here without a leash, but it seems like the dog sticks to their side like glue.
Yeah, they're they are trained
they don't,
very, very
they don't
well.
wander around. They don't bark. They don't do anything. They just kind of stick to their owners. I don't really have a problem with that. But if you walk your dog, let's say, with no leash and it has a tendency to run up in everybody's yard to take a squirt, I have a problem with that.
And animals tend to, they see a leaf and they go, whoop, they follow the leaf.
Yeah, and most of them here, especially during the hot weather, they don't really walk them that much anyway because the roads are just too hot.
Yeah.
It burns their paws.
They walk early in the morning, but
early in the morning or maybe later in the evening.
Yeah.
And I don't even really do much of that. I think what a lot of them do is they just let them out in their own front yard. And the dog is in control. The owner is never in control. Let me tell you, the dog will run outside, is in the grass, take a squirt, turn right around and run to the front door.
Yeah, they're used to that. Yeah, yeah. I have something I wanted to show you because we were talking last week or the week before. Somebody was mentioning the tiny homes, and this is the advertisement that was in the Happy paper about the tiny homes.
They can't see that.
Oh, okay. Well, they can make it bigger.
There.
And it's called Simple Life. That's the name of the ones here. They're in Oxford, which is just down 466. But I was looking at some of the stuff on here that they showed, and it shows monthly payment includes mortgage, water, sewer, irrigation, cable, internet, trash pickup, landscaping, common area maintenance, insurance, taxes, and it says developer buy down and so much more. So yeah,
So it don't include electric.
No, it doesn't include electric. No.
Isn't that funny?
But it shows. It says.
Anyway, for starting at $250 a month, I think you said last week.
No.
I thought you said that. You said started at $250 a month.
No, because I know nothing about them.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why I took this out because it's these are for sale.
But for a snowbird, that might be a.
It's the first year all-inclusive monthly payment starting at $1,800 on a 1-bedroom and $2,000 on a 2-bedroom.
$1,800 a month?
Yeah.
To buy?
To buy.
Well, that must be with like no money down.
Well,
Oh, no, I know what it was. They started at like $250,000. $250,000. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Which I think that's highway robbery.
Yeah. But like I said, if all this is included, though, that's insurance and taxes included with all that. Only thing it isn't included is your electric. But like I said, for someone on their
does that insurance and taxes last for as long as you own it for life?
That I don't know.
It'll be like for the first year.
And when it says
I got a lot of questions about stuff
certain
like that.
conditions, and not everyone qualifies. So, but yeah, if you're interested in something like that, now we've got 1-bedroom patio villas here. I couldn't tell you the price of them now.
I would suggest a 2-bedroom, 2-bath if you can afford it.
Yeah.
That extra room means a lot.
But if you're right on the brink of where you can't afford the 2-bedroom and you want to be here that bad, then you could do a 1-bedroom.
You can do a 1-bedroom. Make sure you get a couch for a living room that folds out into a bed. That's the best thing you can do.
Some people may not expect guests.
Well, generally you get company.
Well, like I said, some people may not have company. You never know.
Well,
But anyhow, I thought I would show that to you because somebody was.
always remember this: they have hotels. I've always said
Yeah,
that.
but somebody was showing that from about one in Texas, and I had not seen the one that he was talking about, but I had seen the advertisement for these, and they look cute as could be. They really do.
But early riser, no. As far as I know, the longest case of somebody that's disputing a district rule is the one about the little white cross. That same couple has been, I mean, they've spent, it has to be tens of thousands of dollars by now in lawyers and whatever else goes along with that.
Yeah.
And they're still fighting it. And as far as I know, the district is still saying they're getting like $100 or $200 fines. It's upwards of like $1,800 worth on the house now because until they take that cross out of that yard, they fine them every day, like $50 a day, every day, every day. And now they have the authority in that district, I believe. You have to check. Each district's different.
Mm-hmm.
That they can now put a lien on your house for unpaid fines. Which before they couldn't do that, and I always thought that was weird because in Indiana, anybody can put a lien on your house. I put a mechanic's lien on a guy's house one time because he wouldn't pay the bill after we fixed a semi truck. So I put a mechanic's lien on his house.
Yeah.
I'm getting my money, you know. So here it was a little different. It's just like getting a restraint order against somebody. Florida has weird laws about how to get that. You just can't go up there and say, I want a restraint order against her because she drives me nuts. I want a restraining order on her. She has to have done something and got convicted of it in order for me to get that restraining order here.
And they say they'd give me a medal.
Yeah.
Cliff Clayman wants to know, will there be any more plumbing videos?
Probably not, because that one there, I just done it because I was just curious. I had an idea about possibly another series of something to do. Because I do a lot of the minor work around here myself. I always have. And I thought, well, I'm going to do that one because our toilet was leaking. And there was, we had talked like on Porch Settin or something, where somebody had a high water bill, and the villagers are always saying it's probably because of a leaky toilet. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and change that and show you what's leaking. And anyway, you've seen it. And I'm going to keep an eye on the views. I've said this a million times on this channel. I watch the views. That tells me if I need to do another one or whatever. And that thing's been up now for 3 days. And I think it barely cracked 1,000 views, which is like nothing. So the odds are I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay. Jerry Bell, he actually put the site up for the Simple Life, the tiny home things there. You can go to that and read all about it, as much as they tell you anyhow. Ronnie Delaplane says, I made a place for my dog to go to the bathroom, a 12 by 12 small pebble rocks bed, and I open the door, he goes straight to it and does his thing in the back of the house. That's what Ron has.
Well, if you can train your dog to do that, that's great. Yeah. Some people, when they've got puppies, they train them to pee on a pad in the house.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, but I'd rather have them pee on that pad than anywhere else in the house, too, because I'm afraid that once they get to be an adult, they're still going to want to look for that pad. And if you've got a rug, thinking it's an adult dog now, so I take the pads and throw them away, but I put a rug down to that dog, that's a pad.
That's where training comes in handy.
I just don't want to. I like training my dog to go out. Maggie was probably the easiest dog we ever trained to go out.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, and then Ronnie sent you a $9.99.
Oh, he did?
Yes, yes.
Thanks, ma'am. Appreciate it.
And also from Early Riser, there was a $2.
Oh, thanks, Early Riser.
Yeah. And
I'm not paying much attention to it.
I know. Yeah. Gringo, that's right. I mean, bless Jerry. He's so good at that. So quick. He's got the fastest fingers in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah.
Ooh, look here. Look at. There's that guy again.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. It's just like yours. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Trike.
I
always thought at my age, if I got another gold wing, I'd want to get a trike.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm too old to be dumped off one now. I break easy.
We sold our first gold wing to a guy I worked with and his wife. I didn't really want to sell it to him. I told him, I said, "You're too short-legged for this bike. You're not going to be able to hold it up." His wife was pretty hefty, and we were all going to take a bike ride one weekend. We're going to go down to Brown County. Brown County is a state park, and he said he wanted to go with us. And when we all discussed it, thinking, "Man, I don't know. If he wrecks, I don't want to be responsible for this." So we go down Brown County 3 times in one day. 3 times. Almost when we were sitting still, he dropped the bike and we saw his hefty wife roll out into the grass. The last time she rolled out in the grass, she was mad. She just says, "I'm not riding with you anymore. If you can't hold me up," she said, "I'm just going to stay home or I'll follow you in the car."
Yeah. Yeah, I felt for her, because 3 times, it wouldn't took me 3 times.
But I'll tell you what, she felt really good.
Yes, you
She
did.
really did.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Kelly B in the 603 is here. Or
Kelly B in
Kathy
the 603.
Why do I say Kelly? It's Kathy B.
Kathy B.
Yeah.
Oh, I said Kelly B.
And
that's the one that's a cop. Kelly B, right? Mm-hmm. Kathy B and then Kelly B.
And Milan wants to know how far is that from you guys? I assume you're talking about the Simple Life, the tiny homes.
It's just in Wildwood. That's next door to us.
Yeah, well, it's actually Oxford. It's just if you go down 466 to where
that's by where the Walmart store is?
Well, it's just beyond where it meets 301. It's just beyond there. So it's not very far. As far as exactly, I couldn't really tell you. So. Okay. Yeah, Jerry says some are mid 200s for 752 foot or 725 foot. I'd kill my wife or the other way around. Yeah, that's the problem. We have the same problem in the motorhome. We can't stay out too long because we want to kill each other.
Listen, the problem isn't me. You've never heard me complain in the motorhome. Never. I make microwave food. I don't say anything. But when I make them, she'll go, "Well, you never eat that at home. How come you eat it in here, but you won't eat it at home?" This is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he put up also the link for the models of the homes. So, it's one of those things. If you like living like that, like I have a thing with space, and we don't have the biggest house in the world. Y'all know that, but it's big enough for us.
This house, when I bought it, I remember looking at the paperwork, was like 1,600 and some odd square feet.
Yeah.
Which actually, she complains about the size of it. This is what I'm talking about. The complaining that makes no sense to me at all.
That was not a complaint.
The house we had in Indianapolis was 1,600 and some square feet. This house is the same size.
I said that was not a complaint, but that's okay. Okay, happy day, like someone put backing of American flag on the curtain to be able to show it.
Somebody do what?
Someone put backing of American flag on the curtain to be able to show it.
You can have a flagpole in your front yard. You can put the flag. Flags had a special ruling on flags, so that's not considered to be yard decoration.
As long as it's not one of these.
Well, there's specific rules about it. You just can't take a stick and stick it in the ground and put a big flag on it and say, you can't do that.
Right.
But I've seen them on like Flag Day. I don't know what you call them, but they have a bracket that you can screw to the side of your house, and then you got a flag you can stick in it for a while, like for Flag Day and Veterans Day. People use them here. You're fine, but you can't leave the flag out like that because the wind can blow that out. It's not securely mounted. But if you put a flagpole in the yard, there's one right over there.
Yeah, one next door. I mean, they've got.
Is there one next door? Where?
I think so. Didn't Bob put one in?
As far as I know.
I thought he did.
Anyway, you can go to not deed restrictions to ARC if you want, if you have to. They'll pull your property up on their computer and print it out. They'll actually show you exactly where the flag can be mounted in your property legally. You can't put it on a property line. It's got to be like 6 or 7 feet from a property line. It can't be out by the road. It sounds like it's a big problem, and it's not. Generally, you can put it. They'll say you can put it anywhere in here, and you're okay. And most people do. They just get a
Yeah.
flagpole. And the companies that install them, the truth is, I think they'll get the information for you, and they'll install it for
Yeah,
you.
because there's quite a few here in this neighborhood. I mean, that one over there, that's beautiful. I think next door to Linda's got one, and like I said, they're on flagpoles. And I said if they're on the small stakes, like my decorative flags are, they're not allowed because those are projectiles. In a storm, those little stakes can come out and hit you, or go through your windows, or with the kind of wind we get here. So I think that's the biggest share of why it's not allowed. I have one stuck in my flower pots. It's just,
Yeah, on a flag day, we get the flags as a stick, stick them down our yard.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, it ain't unusual to go to a neighborhood and they'll line a whole street of them flags.
Our neighborhood does, for every military holiday.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have them all the way down Hillsborough Trail.
But there's limitation. They can only stay out for a certain amount of time, and then you got to collect them, get them up. Just like decorating your house for Halloween. You're allowed to do that, but a length of time. You can't leave, like up north, it's not unusual for people to leave Christmas lights around their house all year round. You can't do that here. You can't do that here.
I think you're restricted to like 30 days.
I don't even remember.
And each district is different, so you got to look at your district rules.
Yeah.
And I said they decorate at the gate, at our gate. They have decorations for they have flag decorations and that kind of thing, but they're only allowed to put them in at a certain time, and they have to come down at a certain time. But they do allow them. It's just they're kind of strict about leaving them around.
We don't live in a prison here. We can do about anything we want. Remember, we own the property. There's just specific rules to keep the neighborhood clean.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about. You can't park your car, like, what's her name in Chicago? That she really don't live in Chicago.
Laura.
She's
on here.
Yeah. Like she says, you can't park your car in the front yard.
Yeah.
That should explain it to everybody.
Yep. Hey, Laura. Yeah. And Marjan says, I love watching Skip doing the news, and I live in Belgium. So, yeah, I really like the news. I think he takes too much time with it, but he makes it look very good. So, and that's the whole thing. It looks a little bit more. This is kind of us being us, but the news looks a little bit more professional. And he usually has his stuff together when he does the news. Like I said, when we do this, it's got a hit and miss. So,
well, we're gone for 2 weeks. Just to let the cat out of the bag a little bit, I made approximately, I'm going to say, 8 segments of the news, 8 separate segments. Each one is somewhere around, say, 8-9 minutes long. So I'll be posting them during the week because I'm not going to be able to do Porch Settin, so I got to have something take his place. I'm not going to be able to do the news on Friday as long because I won't be in my studio. So I got 8 segments that'll come out. You may even get sick of it. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do while we're gone. Some of that.
okay.
The rest of the time, I'm going to do as many videos as I possibly can for my RV channel because I haven't had anything to put on there for a long
I was
while.
going to ask you if that was going to be on this channel or the RV channel.
What?
If your videos is all going to be on the RV channel.
Well, if I'm in the RV and I'm running around in the RV, it would probably be on the RV channel.
Okay. So this channel won't have anything.
I just said I got 8 segments of the news that I'll be posting while we're gone. That'll be on this channel.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Jerry Bird, watching from Hollis Hills, New York. Well, hey, Jerry. Oh, we just got company.
Who's that? That's Phil B.
Uncle Phil. We see what nice that he never comes empty-handed. We'll see what he
Fudge. We bring us some fudge.
Oh, good. So I could
Matter of
use
fact,
some.
we've already ate all the other fudge, ain't we?
I have.
Yeah.
I love the stuff.
Do you bring some bourbon fudge?
No.
Oh.
Last time you guys said anything, we don't need any more fudge.
Oh, I don't know. We kind of like that bourbon fudge.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Oh, I know this guy.
Hey, guys. Oh, what's this? Thank you, sir.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good.
Well, bless your heart. Look at this.
Well, we don't say that down south.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a southern thing.
What'd you bring me?
Don't tip it over.
Oh,
Be
You're
careful.
right. You
Be
right.
Is it
careful with it.
what is it?
Come on up, guys.
It's the wrong thing. Here.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on up.
take one of the chairs off of there and set it over here.
Yeah. Phil's been to DQ. Been to Dairy Queen.
Oh, I'm gonna have to eat this now. I can see it right now.
We went past
Oh, okay.
the one on 301. I said, Skip's like something there.
Yeah. Well, that's, as far as I know, I'm dripping.
Oh.
That's, as far as I know, that's the only Dairy Queen even around here.
Yeah.
Here's some marinara.
Oh, okay. I got to put this on the malt, right?
No, but I mean, whatever you want.
Yes,
to do.
yes. They do this at
Is
Dairy
that them
Queen.
cheese curds?
We talked about it, didn't we?
Oh, he's never had cheese curds.
I've never had cheese curds.
Well, you get your own. Here's a marinara for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm telling you what you're missing. Not Wisconsin.
Kind of like deep fried.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
We bought some through the mail.
Yeah,
Kind of like deep fried mozzarella.
it is.
Where
It
the
is.
squeak's real good, they say, and
Yeah,
it's got to
yeah.
be real fresh.
Those should squeak when you bite into
Yeah, I kind of like it. I do. I guess I was thinking of something like cottage cheese. I don't know why I was thinking that.
Well, could
Can you
be.
say goodbye and not goodbye. Hello.
Hello,
You probably don't remember us, but we're the Kellers.
I remember the face.
John and
Janice,
John and Janice. Yes, yes.
and we're under contract for a house in LaBelle.
Oh, cool, cool.
We're down here on a lifestyle visit, like our third one.
Oh.
This is
It took 3 times, huh?
No, we knew we were coming. It was
took
just
that
waiting
long
for
to
when.
find
Well, I heard somebody asking that question on one of the other sites the other day, and they said, how long did it take you before you decided to move here? How many lifestyle visits? Most everybody said none.
I remember last week you said you don't eat ice cream. Susan won't eat ice cream. Skip doesn't eat ice cream.
Who doesn't eat
He
ice
hasn't
cream?
here lately.
I haven't here.
No, he
She buys
hasn't.
it in here.
Come,
But,
sit down, sit down.
you can buy all the ice cream you want. It never tastes like Dairy Queen ice cream.
Yeah.
Because this is a special, was it whipped?
Yeah.
You can't buy that. That's how difficult I am.
No way.
No way. That's what I said. See, you can't fool everybody. Thank you, Phil.
You leaving?
No.
Oh, I was going to say,
I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
where's Monica?
What time is it?
12:43.
12:43. She should be on final approach to Milwaukee.
Oh,
Oh, she went back home.
She went up to visit with the future daughter-in-law and son.
cool. Tammy Dan wants to know: do you get 3 different bills in the mail for the bond, the amenity fees, and your house payment, or are they all rolled into one? Well, the bond is on your taxes every year. The amenity fees comes with your water bill. So that's why when you see your water bill and go, oh my God, that much water, it also includes your amenity fees.
You're not going to be in here.
okay.
Cause
Good.
the lens don't, it's not a wide angle lens. And so it's,
Yeah, and then as far as your house payment, I don't know how they do that, but I'm pretty sure it's just a separate bill. Cause we don't own our house, so we don't know.
Mine's through the lien holder.
Okay. But yeah, the bond comes with your taxes every year, once a year. And
You have a bond.
yeah, if you have a bond, and you can pay your bond early, you can pay it off. You don't have to keep it. And I said that you can pay it if you pay it off early, because they have October, November, December, and January, and it's a percent you save each month. If you do it at the end of October, you save 4%. End of November is 3%. That kind of thing. So you can save a substantial amount of money by paying it early.
I get the tax statement, but Randy Mast, the Sumter County tax assessor, sends it directly to the bank who collects my annual taxes.
Okay.
Escrow, and then pays that when they receive the bill. So mine's normally paid first month, and
Yeah.
I get the best deal.
Well, yeah, you don't get one big bill in the mail. Now, when you look at your bond and your taxes, you might think you are, but
well, in Indiana, we got billed twice a year.
yeah, that's
That might be what he's thinking because
It's just one time. I get,
Yeah, here I think it's just here it's
Yeah.
once. And that was the thing we had to get used to because Indiana you had spring and fall taxes.
and my property taxes are half here of what they were in Ohio.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think ours is.
It's not half, but it's lower than what it was.
It is?
Yeah. We had a couple of years there where it was low because
Shows you what I know.
Mitch Daniels
You know who pays the bills?
Yeah, I
did
know.
something
Don't
and
ask
brought
me.
the taxes down. But yeah, it's a little bit almost the same. Oh,
So did you buy?
We're under contract. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
cool.
Yeah,
In the Bell, you said, right?
We didn't even see the house.
Ah,
Well, we did see it, but not before we bought,
oh,
or not before we went under contract.
And Ira went and videoed it for us.
bless his heart. He's a peach, ain't he?
Yeah,
He
That's what I
is.
did. The realtor had, it wasn't Ira, but the realtor had videotaped it.
Yeah.
They used a fisheye lens, so make sure that if things look bigger than they normally
Oh,
are.
Well, we're used to that with all the villages
Yeah.
videos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, William just kills me. I have a dog with no legs. We didn't name him because he won't come. You're priceless, William. You really are. And it's cloudy and 70 in suburban Chicago. Well, we're heading that direction this weekend, Laura, and hopefully it won't get too cold. I packed my long pants because I'm kind of a wiener when it comes to cold
Is that
weather.
any good, or are you just being polite eating it all?
What's that?
Is that any good, or are you just being polite?
Dairy Queen, ain't it?
Oh, okay.
That's because you don't like ice cream.
No, he does. He loves ice cream. He just hadn't been eating it here
I haven't been
lately.
eating it here.
Been trying to lose a few pounds.
I never said that. She keeps saying that. I never said anything about
It's
losing
the only
weight.
reason for you not to eat that stuff. No. Overjoyed says, glad you mentioned On Top of the World in prior video. I like the standard upgraded finishes and thoughtful designs that include storage with laundry room in the house. Yeah, I've not seen any of the houses On Top of the World. We've got an invitation to come up and look, but we haven't had a chance to go up there. And I'm really curious because we moved 17. This is 18 times.
Oh my gosh.
So I never think of any place as permanent.
I'm ready to move already.
But yeah, he's ready to move already.
This
Every
has
5 to
been
7
the
years, and we've been
longest I've
here
ever stayed in
9.
the house. I've been here 9 years in October.
Yeah,
I've never stayed in a house this long.
Moving is too stressful.
it is. I mean, I hate moving, but we always done better every time we moved, so it wasn't a big thing. But we were flippers before it got on TV.
Yeah.
We'd buy the worst place in the neighborhood and redo it and go on to the next.
Yeah.
But
By the smallest house in the worst neighborhood.
yeah,
And I never bought anything I needed to be remodeled. I learned that from the first house. I'm not remodeling houses. I like buying houses that we can update.
Renee Gonzalez says that my hubby hit a speed bump in Hollister and bounced me off the back. I ordered my own bike that Monday.
Say that again?
Said that her husband hit a speed bump in Hollister and bounced me off the back. So
Where's
I ordered.
Hollister?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where she's from.
Well, I don't know if you're talking about a golf cart, motorcycle. What you're talking
No,
about?
he's talking about the motorcycle. Yeah.
Oh.
When you seen the one go down the street that nobody's seen but you, yeah.
Well, but the Gold Wings, the back seat for the passenger is like a queen chair.
I know.
I mean, you got armrests, cup holders.
But she said that was it. She ordered her own bike next Monday.
Well, yeah, if you can ride your own bike, I don't blame you.
And if I could do I couldn't do a 2-wheeler. I'd have to go with the 3. But I would.
I went with a sidecar one time.
Yeah, we started getting a
the
sidecar just so we
sidecar
could take the dog.
Do I need to go back and get another one for you?
Huh?
Or do you need a double cheeseburger, triple cheeseburger? No, you good?
No, I'm good.
Wouldn't want you going hungry.
That's how Jan and I met at the hot club. She had a Sportster and I had a dresser.
Oh, yeah?
I was the road captain, yeah.
Did you ride him or ferry him?
We did a lot of riding.
Yeah, we did too. We rode all over the place and I really, really loved it. But I liked the idea that he was driving. I didn't have to.
I think last Gold Wing I had, it was an 1800. I bought it new. I think I had it maybe 2.5 years. Then I retired and we came down here and I sold it. It had 44,000 miles on
Sold
it.
down here?
No, I sold it up there. I said, we came down here several times. We had our patio villa. I wanted to bring it down here. I thought it'd be great to take the motorcycle to Key West, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I've seen how people drove down here.
Yeah, it was
I said,
scary.
Yeah, I ain't riding that stuff without people down there.
Yeah.
No.
Did you
And
see,
since I've been here, there's been like 3 or 4 motorcycle deaths, all hit by a car.
did you see Chief Hobie's video on his garage?
Who?
Chief Hobie?
Uh-uh.
Jeff Hobie? The village's chief, I think is.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we've talked to him before.
He's got 2 Harleys sitting behind his golf cart, which is closest to the end of the garage.
Uh-huh.
And then he's got his Jeep sitting next to him.
Yeah. Right, well,
He's got a
I could have made my bike fit, but I just don't feel good riding around here.
And I didn't feel bad about him getting rid of the Corvette. I thought that was, I don't know. I think that's somebody's idea of a joke. It rides terrible. It's loud. It's hard to get in and out of. And everybody thinks it's wonderful.
What?
Cool.
The vet.
I really didn't want to sell that bad.
Yeah, I was glad to see
A
it
lot
go.
of them down here.
I know.
Brand new to.
And I thought he'd bring it
the
down.
United
but he
States
didn't.
largest Corvette club's right here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, when they have the meeting at Eisenhower, there ain't an empty parking space anywhere in the whole, and that's a big parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Full.
Wow.
And Janet Partika said, we've ridden bikes around Mackinac Island, loved the fresh air and crystal clear water. We also enjoyed a drink on the Grand Hotel porch overlooking the Mackinac Bridge. The view is absolutely stunning.
Fresh air. That's always a joke. What, they don't
Right.
have fresh air nowhere else in the United States? It's only in Mackinac Island where there's fresh air?
Well, and I said, you just think of it as a touristy place. And I said, I'd like to see it.
Experienced the Marineris.
You gotta see things once at least.
I like it the way it is.
Yeah, and we've been by it. I can't tell you how many times, I won't say we've been by it. I'm thinking of the Ark. But when I said we were in Indiana, for all our lives and never did go up there. And my girlfriend, that's where she comes from. My oldest friend up there. She come from that area and she was
From
always
where?
telling me. Jean, she come from the Mackinac area.
Who?
Jean
Gene who?
Rumler.
She comes from Maynardville, Tennessee.
Oh, well, partially.
Does that make sense to you, partially? What, half her body come from up there and the other half of her body came from Tennessee?
No, I think she lived one place and then the other place, and she's always talking about how beautiful it was.
Well, she ended up going to Michigan somewhere when she was going to college, I think.
Is that what it was?
Some kind of schooling. I don't know exactly where. I thought Detroit, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, it was, it's one of those things that I say I've always had it in my mind. I'll get there someday. Okay.
Not if I'm driving. I
don't have to have you to go. Oh, Gringo says the oil is back to $90 a barrel. Well.
Yeah, somebody's getting rich, and it ain't us.
Well, and they've been warning us all summer that it was going to because the embargo they had or something or other that the Saudis had. They said that they weren't going to make. They usually when they change over from the
maybe this
summer
is the
to the
deal
winter.
we should have made with Iran instead of giving them $6 billion. We'll say, I'll tell you what, we'll do an exchange, give you $6 billion, but you got to give us $6 billion of oil.
Well,
I don't know. It just seems like these deals. I'm an idiot, and I think I could do a better deal.
Well, if somebody else is paying for it, what difference does it make? We're going to pay for it.
I don't know. It's just
For the politicians, that's somebody else paying
yeah.
for it.
This is just silly to me.
yeah. Laura says that employee lunch for Hispanic Heritage Month is today. All foods are inspired by Latin American recipes. Well, yum. That sounds good.
In your Publix flyer,
Mhm.
at the grocery store, they have the front page of it is all Latino food.
Oh, cool. Well, this is Hispanic Heritage Month. And I do love that kind of food.
I like Spanish food. I go to Taco Bell once in a while.
I've never been to Taco Bell.
Can't hardly find them anymore. Really?
It's one of them real high class places to go.
It's up there with Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even got a drive up window.
That other fancy Italian restaurant you like.
Oh, Olive Garden. Yeah, somebody left a comment on my thing saying anybody that likes Olive Garden.
It's not Italian.
Well, she said something. Everybody that likes Olive Garden definitely has no taste or something like that. And I thought, she's talking about me?
Yeah, and then, everybody, it's what you like. I don't care
That's right.
where it's at or what it is. It's what you like.
I like
like
Oh
it.
Shucks. But I guarantee you, 90% of the people here drives by Oh Shucks and look at that nasty building going, I ain't going in there.
Well, I did
Drove
that.
by it yesterday.
Now, this is the first time of the 3 times we were down here that we did much driving around, because in the process of buying a house, the title company called and they needed signatures. Being we didn't bring a computer down, we couldn't really do it. I said, "Are you located nearby?" And yeah, they were up on Old Dixie Road or something.
Oh yeah.
So I said, "Well, between today and tomorrow, we'll just drive up there and sign them old style." So we went and signed it, and then we went out and around and looked at a couple stores up there on 441 27.
Mhm.
The circus that is. I think the barrels are there from the first time we were here 6 years
They're
ago.
still working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
they're supposed to, but they promised
They were supposed to
be
get that done in 12 months.
Yeah.
I
Supposed to
laughed
be
when
done
I
by
heard
the end of
that.
next year. Yeah, it's been up there forever. And you know, the other day was the first time I ever seen anybody working.
Yeah.
I mean, there was actually people out there working.
I think they might be working at night. That'd be the
Well,
smart thing to do, man, is work at night when the temperature's cooler, traffic's light. I don't know why they don't do more of that.
I don't know, but there was people out there that day. So
You know, in Vegas, when I used to haul furniture out to Vegas to build them hotels, nobody worked in the daytime out there. Everybody went to work at night because of the temperatures. By the way, is that reservoir out there? What's it called? That reservoir out there was drying up.
Like meat.
Yeah, is it filling back up now with all the rain they've had?
It filled up partially after a huge rain we had about a month ago. I'm not sure where it's at now. If it's going back down.
wow.
But it's better now than it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tons better.
But I know they had like a record snow melt in the mountains, so that had to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had this rain just like a week or two ago where Vegas got flooded. All that water goes into that, I think.
Go down to Colorado, yeah.
Oh yeah, well, because it was funny at Burning Man, they had all the flooding out at Burning Man, and it was funny because they said they had a half inch of rain, and so everything flooded. And it's hard to compute that unless you've I seen it.
We were out there when that happened.
Yeah,
we went out there. For vacation once. Just me and her. We flew out there. My first flight anywhere. So we get out there and we're just walking around the street, and that's when they just built MGM Grand. So we still had a lot of the old hotels there. And I was telling her, I said, I delivered the furniture. So at that time was bragged at being the largest hotel in the world, 5,005 rooms. Today it's not such a big deal, but back then it was. And so we were just walking around, looking around. We ended up looking at they were selling timeshares at this big hotel, which I wasn't interested in it, but I wanted to see what the timeshares look like. So we go up there and we're walking down this hallway. And as we're walking over to the hotel, it was sprinkling rain. The streets were wet. A little bit of water running down the curb, not much, just a little bit. And I told Sue, I said, you should take pictures of this. She said, what? The rain. She said, why? I said, that's something that never happens here. It doesn't rain here. This is, you know, well, when we got to about the 13th floor, wherever we were at, and we're walking down this hallway, and I look out the window that's behind the main drag there, and there was cars floating.
Oh my God.
And we're talking maybe a half inch of rain at the most.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that was killed in our garage. They couldn't find him.
The parking attendant was drowned in the garage.
Oh my God.
And it happened like that. I mean, we just went upstairs from the front of the building, and it had just started raining. And by the time we got up there, I know you just looked out the window going down the hallway and happened to see these cars floating. And I said, the sand does not absorb that rain. It stays on the top.
Yeah.
And so that's why at Burning Man they had such an awful flood, and I can't imagine going to something like that. But for the people that do go out there, that was a big boo-boo.
There was something that happened up around Prudhoe Bay in Alaska yesterday too. I'm trying to think what I saw on the news. They showed Prudhoe Bay.
Were they out of electricity or something?
I don't remember.
I read something.
Probably but my guess would be probably some kind of an earthquake because they have them up there. I don't remember what it was now.
Yeah.
My mind is getting like this. I swear to God it is.
And we're talking with Uncle Phil and John and Janice Keller, and they've just bought a home here.
Yeah.
So they're going to be frogs, like the rest of us. So it doesn't take much to convince you to come here.
You still a Patreon member?
Yeah.
Good girl. Yeah. So you have to go to the Patreon lunches now.
Yeah.
When we have,
yeah. Went to one.
Yeah, last time we were down here, we went to one.
Okay.
I know. That's where I remember seeing you. I just don't remember names very well until I see you for a while. And then if I don't, I'll make a name up like Linda's husband, Frank.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that though? Linda will call him Frank, and then she'll look at me. She says, "Damn you! You got me doing it now."
Renee Gonzalez says, today is my husband and my 25th wedding anniversary, 3 years until retirement. Well, congratulations on both. And when you retire, come on down. Come join the rest of us.
Or even before,
Better yet,
right?
don't wait. Buy
Yeah.
a house now and rent it out.
That's true. Yeah.
We did.
Years you'll watch it go up $100,000.
Yeah.
Well,
We did the
there's
first
that.
year.
However, you're going to have to take part of that and invest it back into the house after your renters come in with their pets that they weren't supposed to have.
Yeah.
That's
And don't
true.
take care of your appliances. My neighbor is running into that right now. He's had the house a little over a year, I think. And he's going to retire next summer, but he's got some work to do.
You got to be very careful when you rent.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I've always
Kevin
said
run
my
into
only
that.
suggestion when it comes to renters is
Yeah.
two things. Make sure you hire a home watch service. That's incredibly important, especially if you don't live here. They can help you out in so many ways. And it's cheap, 40, 50 bucks a month to get a good home watch service.
Yeah.
And then the other one was if you rent to age appropriate people, you're going to cut out a whole lot of trouble that you would have with younger people. So, and I rented mine out always. If you wasn't at least 55 years old, and I had a thing too. Is this discriminatory? I don't know. Don't care. If you weren't married, I wouldn't rent it out to you. If you were a single guy wanting to rent my house, I'd probably have I already got somebody. I appreciate it. Though. If I need anybody, I'll call you. You know, or a single woman. Believe it or not, I would probably more rent it to a single woman than I would a single guy, because most older single ladies are widowers, and they're not interested in finding another man at all. They've had enough of it. Truthfully, I've talked to too many single women, and that's what they all say. No, I was married for 50 years. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
They drove the first guy to
Yeah.
jump off a bridge.
But a guy is different. A guy, if he loses his wife after he gets solved over that, he can't stand being by himself.
Yeah.
Golf buddies don't do it for you.
No.
You need somebody to pay your bills and clean your house and cook you. I'm telling you, I just know how it goes.
And the widows, you know, go for those houses that have pools in the backyard, so they've got the pool boy. Something about renting versus buying.
Yeah. So, you know, that's just me. And we rented our house out. I only rented it out January, February, March, and sometimes April. That was it. That was the 4 big money months. And of
And
course,
you rented it to Petey in October because
yeah,
he was in
he
England.
was special. Petey was a guy from England. I got to know the guy, and he was still working, but he wanted to buy a place here to come in the wintertime, because I guess England kind of sucks in the winter. And he said, "Can I rent it for the month of October?" He said, "October is really good for me to get to the States, cheaper air flights, I guess, or whatever." I didn't really want to do that, but just for him, I did. And so he came over every October. We never had a problem with him.
No.
We never had a problem with anybody. I mean, that's all I can say is we never had a problem. If anything, we had a cleaning service that would go in and clean up after him before we came down. And the cleaning service, which happened to be the man and wife that was also my home watch guy,
Right.
he says, "My wife runs a cleaning service." He says, "So when I come over and inspect the house, we can just go ahead and clean up while we're here." I said, "Sounds good to me."
Yeah.
And so we did that. And last time he told me, he said, "I don't really want to charge you the $100 to clean this house." He said, "Because this place they left it so clean, there's really nothing for us to clean."
Yeah, most of the time they haven't. But like I said, like Kevin had a problem and Deb had a problem in her rental.
Yeah.
And you got to be very, very careful about who you rent to.
Yeah.
And that's what we always suggest that the Villagers for Rent, that place, because you actually do the renting. They will put your pictures and all your information up, but you're the one that talks to the people wanting to rent. So you can ask your own questions and stuff like that. So
If you go with a property management company, you need to make sure that they're going to take care of you. Because again, my neighbor, he's had a couple of days here, maybe a week there. He's never had January, February, March rentals.
well, and after a while, you know, you rent so frequently down here that you learn, instead of renting a week here or a week there, just do the 3 months or the 4 months or what have you. It's a lot easier. You don't have to have it cleaned in between. You know.
He finally stipulated do not let anybody in here with less than a month.
Yeah, we finally did that.
Yeah.
At first, we
I
just
thought
wanted
the
it
same
rented.
thing, because
Yeah.
first year we did this, by the time I bought the house, it was actually too late, I thought, to get a 3-month rent. So I rented a month of January to one couple, February was another couple. Well, the problem is you got to have at least one day in there to get the cleaning crew
It's
in
still
there.
cold.
Yeah.
Good.
And that's kind of difficult. And so after that, I don't know how the rent is now. I mean, as far as the demand goes, but when we had ours, the demand was super high. So we just started saying, 3 months or you don't get it, period. I'm not going to deal with this.
Right.
And people from Canada rented it every year. Once they came down there one time and stayed there, if they like the location, that's the main thing. If they like the location and it's a nice little place, it doesn't have to be a big fancy place. Ours wasn't. The location was good. It was very, very clean. We never had a problem with it. And they came down every year.
Yeah, once you get good renters, they'll want to do it every year. Because some people come for every winter. They don't want to buy down here because they've got family or young kids or something up north, but they'll rent it every winter. And that's your guarantees.
He's right behind that tree. You can't see it. There's something leaning against that house over there, and I just drive me nuts wondering what it is because I didn't see it there before. Look behind that bush to the right.
There's 2 chairs sitting out there. There's 2 chairs sitting out there.
No. To the right. To the right side behind that big bush, there's a metal pole going up, leaning against the house right there.
Yeah.
Like somebody had something and leaned it right there.
Oh, I see it.
That white, it's like a pole that a blind person would have to. Well, it's white with a black tip on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they've been
Maybe
cleaning.
it could even be a phone.
Been cleaning up the property because the owners are coming. They'll be coming in October, I think.
But there was a couple over there yesterday.
They were. That's the care people.
Huh?
They're just taking care of the place.
Oh, so there's nobody at the house.
No, I
I'm
don't
just
think
wondering if somebody left something there and forgot it.
Well, and I said he was doing a lot of yard work, so it's hard telling what it might be.
Hmm.
Oh, and no, Laura, but Phil didn't bring us fudge this time. He went to Dairy Queen. Bless his heart. He went
Yeah,
to
we
Dairy Queen.
come to the agreement that the rum fudge was the best.
Really?
Me and Sue did. And we talked to Linda, and I said, which one do you like better? She said rum too.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, it's all good.
Yeah, but between the two of them, we
Yeah.
thought,
It's no bad fun. It's just
yeah.
better in bed.
That's right.
Well, no, it was all good. It was just the flavor. The flavor of the rum, I thought, was a little bit with the chocolate.
Well,
it was better.
Let me tell you, so that y'all are the first ones to know, when I'm done here, I'm going home and I'm soaking my nuts. I went to Walmart this morning.
Are you soaking your nuts today?
I've got 4 24-ounce bags of chopped walnuts.
Ah,
So I'll get the bourbon out and get the rum out, and 2 cups of each with 24 ounces of walnuts in a Ziploc gallon bag.
How long do you soak your nuts?
Until I can't stand it anymore. But about a week, maybe.
Has Jerry said anything about him soaking his nuts?
not yet.
I was going to say, usually Jerry's got something to say about that.
Yeah. Oh, and then Bruce Rudolph says you don't know what you've been missing: cheese curds.
Well, I just had them.
Yeah.
I ate all of them. To me,
Yeah.
it just tasted like deep fried mozzarella.
Yeah,
Kind of is.
kind of. Yeah, and
I don't know what I was expecting when we say cheese curds. I was thinking of like if they're making cottage cheese, those are called curds, right?
Orange curd,
And if you had
small
big
curd.
chunks of it,
Yeah.
that would be a cheese curd,
Yeah.
right?
I would think so.
I think that's what I was thinking.
yeah,
Squeaky cheese, they call it too.
and
But the best cheese I've ever had, her brother lives up in, where's he live at?
he lives in Chicago or Rockford, Illinois,
Yeah, Rockford.
but he's
right
got
there
a
on the border.
grandbaby in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He
So
went
he
up
goes every
there here a
month.
while back and he sent her a box of different kind of cheese from some cheese factory up there.
Yeah.
And one of them was a Longhorn kind of cheese, and that's the cheese I've been looking for. And the stuff they sell down here is okay, I suppose. I mean, it tastes okay, but it isn't the good Longhorn that I can remember my dad getting. And when she sent it down here, I got a piece of it, and I told her, I said, whatever that is, that's it right there.
Yeah.
And it was really, really good.
Yeah, but I
ate it
can't
all.
find it around here. Yeah,
Horse head.
Order it online.
I don't know what.
No, smoked Wisconsin cheddar. They have it at all the Publix. It's not
you have to get it out of the case.
It's
Deli case.
Horsehead Beechwood smoked Wisconsin cheddar cheese. It's got a really dark brown rind on it. Have them cut it about sandwich size.
Uh-huh.
It is
I
very
have to remember that. That's
Good cheese costs, though. I found that out when I went grocery shopping.
Everything costs when you went grocery
Oh, my God.
Was it spam you couldn't find, or what was it you were looking for?
Well, she gives me this list. She says, you know, you're going to have to go to the store for me. I'm thinking, oh, great. Well, I'll go tonight. I'm not going in the daytime with a bunch of them old ladies up there standing in line, counting their change, handing coupons out. I'm not doing all that. So I go up there at night. This is when Publix was open 24/7. Was this before COVID? Come think about it. I think it was. You broke your leg before COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go up there and I'm getting all this stuff. Well, on one was cheese. She just put cheese. So I'm thinking cheese. She's probably talking about cheese for like cheeseburgers, maybe, or something. I don't know. So I'm thinking just regular cheese. So I go to the wine department to get me a couple bottles of wine, and then the cheese was hanging right over there. So I'm looking at the cheese, and there's like little packets, and it had like 7 slices of cheese. Just you see them, 7. And I'm looking at the price of like $9 and some cents. The guy standing there says he comes over and he says, because I'm talking to myself probably because I got the camera on. He's probably thinking, "Here's a crazy old man. I better go see what he's up to."
Homeless guy, let's move him along. Get him out.
And he says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Is that the price? $9 for 7 slices of cheese?" And he goes, "Well, yes, sir." I said, "Holy crap! So when did the cheese go up to this damn high?" I said, "I know my wife, and she would not pay $9 for 7 slices of cheese." He goes, "Oh, you must want the cheap cheese." He goes, "That's over by the milk." So now I'm looking at him thinking, why don't we just have a cheese department? Am I right? And have all of this.
Well, there's cold cut cheese. There's the specialty cheeses.
Yeah.
The public here is very
Well, and I said, didn't mention anything about the ones in the deli section where they slice it.
right.
So yeah, they have different sections for different kinds.
They should
It's
have
crazy.
a cheese department.
Well, it would make it easier on me, but
I asked for smoked Wisconsin cheddar cheese. They had 3 smoked Wisconsin cheddar cheese. There was a white, there was the traditional yellow, and then there was the Beechwood smoked. And I didn't specify Beechwood smoked.
I wouldn't know the difference between any of it.
oh, and Marmon, Marmon, the RV channel is Skip and Sue RV thing, and that's right. If you haven't changed it again, but that's what it was.
Well,
Skip
there's
and
a
Sue's
link at the
RV
bottom of all videos to the RV channel, but I'm not sure it really works. I may have to go down there and put a new link to it.
Yeah, but if you want to see the RV channel, that's what it is. It's Skip and Sue's RV thing.
Yeah.
Used to be RV Adventures, but we don't adventure very much.
No. But we do a thing.
Today is
Yeah.
an adventure.
Yeah.
All these has the cheese fries that doesn't melt like regular cheese.
Oh yeah.
It's like the bread cheese, which is also the Wisconsin that you can heat up and it'll brown instead of, and those are pretty good.
Oh no, I've never had any of that. I buy a lot of the cheese there, but I have not had that.
But it's in the like dairy section,
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're
and it's
refrigerated.
a black bag, and they're cheese fries.
Ah.
And you can fry them in a frying pan or on a grill or.
Chris will
Oh.
check.
John Rothenbach says, "Thanks a lot. Now I got to take my wife to Dairy Queen."
You're welcome.
Oh my. Laura says, in Cook County, suburban Chicago, we get our property taxes in spring and fall. Yeah, that's what we had in Indiana. We always got a spring and fall taxes. I think they broke it up, so you didn't have to put it all out at one time. But here it's one time a year. And I said, you get it. Well, we've already got our proposal actually in September. It come and told you what, if they do everything that they said they were going to do, what the taxes are going to be. But your bond also comes with that tax paper. Because one side of the paper has your property taxes, the back side of it has your bond and your maintenance fee. And the maintenance fee is what they were going to raise. They were going to triple it actually, and that got voted down. So now they've got to come up with $14 million, and so they're shuffling around trying to figure out how to do it. No mistake, we're going to pay it. One way or the other, we're going to pay it because nobody wants to be without ambulance and the emergency services. So we're going to pay it one way or the other.
According to the news I've seen a report about it, is instead of going as an independent fire thing going on, now they're talking about having a dependent, and I don't know the difference. It's up for vote to have a dependent fire thing.
Do you want to be part of Sumter County, or you want the villages to
Well,
be
the way I
as part
understand
of
it, that's
their-
what this is all about. To build a new fire station down there in a new area, that's Wildwood. And so they're wanting the rest of the villages to pay for that to go down there.
Now,
And everybody up here says, no, we're not going to do that.
last year they wanted us to go to an independent, and everybody voted no.
Right.
So
Now
that's
they're
when the
trying,
price went up.
now they're changing it. So they're taking a vote for a dependent. And I don't know the difference.
Well, like I said, they're going to get their money. That's what we voted it down last time, so they're going to do it again. They vote till they get it right.
They don't never
So
get anything
they're
right.
going to
It's
get.
not right. It's until they get what they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, and that's the way it works.
That's the way
I'm telling you.
politics works. They're going to screw you one way or the other.
But like I said, you will be. And like I said, now they're talking about maybe tacking it on to the amenity fees.
That's been voted down.
Has it? Okay.
In District 10, our guy here said, he said, we're not doing that at all.
So
But
you know,
his only vote may not be the only vote it takes to vote it down. I'm like, I don't understand how any of this works around here.
yeah.
It's getting as it gets bigger, it's getting to be more and more complicated.
Laura says 75 in Chicago Saturday and 72 on Sunday. So
Yeah, but the thing there is just no humidity. I mean,
well,
we still have humidity here. I can feel it. I'm sitting here sweating.
I know when my granddaughter went, she went up north, and she said they got just past Georgia, and she said she could breathe. I know what she means now. I never had any allergies coming down here, but I have them now.
Yeah.
Well, no, but this is a place for elderly people, and a lot of elderly people have problems. Could be, who knows, lung transplants. I don't know, heart problems. And in the middle of summer, when it's the humidity so high, they could have breathing issues.
Yeah.
Remember the people we met that came down here from New York City, Long Island or wherever?
Yeah.
She said, I'm glad we came down in the summer. She said, I can't live here.
Yeah.
But why would you want to buy a house if you can't live there?
Well, and I said, we didn't intend to be here full time either. We intended to be
No, I was always
snowbirds.
want to be part time, but
Yeah.
the thing that escapes your mind is the grandkids grow up,
Yeah.
and then your parents pass away, and then you're sitting there going, well, why do I want to come
You
back
sit
here?
and watch old Gunsmoke reruns. That's
Yeah.
basically what people do up
Assuming
there.
you haven't cut your cable cord.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, my dad did that. He sit and watched old reruns of Gunsmoke once he retired. And
that's all
Yeah.
I watch. There's a lot of reruns. I was watching Honeymooners last night.
yeah,
The moon, Alice.
Still
yeah. Well, I remember
I love
my
it.
mom saying
And
if
it's not
he
even New Year's Day.
if he
That
was
would
watched
make
one more
America-
Gunsmoke, she was going to shoot the TV.
It's
And I remember,
34 degrees at Eielson Air Force Base, Alaska right now.
in Alaska.
34
34.
for a high,
No, that's just the current temperature. It feels
current
like 40.
temperature.
but I mean that'll probably be I don't know what time. They're 3 hours behind us, so it's probably 9 o'clock in the morning or 10.
They're more 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, so it's early in the morning.
Jay Biz says Indiana's having perfect weather, high 70s and low 80s next 10 days.
Yeah.
Good.
But the humidity's, I know,
Yeah.
there's another one.
Yeah.
The big one around here, I don't know where he went, but he was on my chair a while ago, and I chased him off, and then he came back and got on a chair again, and he's sitting right here. I couldn't get him to go away. He's almost turned into my pet.
There's one in Lanai where we're staying at, and I don't know how you get him out.
You open the door, and a newspaper, and he's just kind of,
He ran under the couch, though.
oh,
Monica's taken to naming all of ours.
Oh,
I would think
bother me.
your dogs would probably get him.
Figured there's nothing
No.
for him to eat
No?
or
I
drink.
discourage the dogs from doing that.
ah,
I know we had Maggie, and I always thought Maggie would probably get him if they got in Lanai. I think she was blind. They were right in front of her, and she just sits there and looks straight ahead like she didn't see him at all.
yeah. Yeah, Katie was the same way.
They weren't much of a meal.
No. Well,
Yeah.
Katie was that way with the cranes. The cranes walk down the street every morning, and the little ibis picking stuff out of the grass. And I said I'd let her out there, keep her on her leash, but I'd let her go out that direction, just see her reaction.
Yeah.
She just acted like they weren't even there.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew she wasn't blind. She didn't care.
Jerry Bell posted a link to my RV channel. I just said, yeah, it works. That one works. Wherever he got that link.
And Barbara says you're always eating and drinking.
Who
So-
is?
You are.
Me?
Would you like to have a chair?
No, I'm
Well, I hate that you're standing there, and I know you're right in the sun.
fine.
We're just going to stop
Yeah.
by.
Did you see this? Right here.
Yep.
Start there. I know you wouldn't appreciate it if you put it all together.
What are we looking at?
Somebody has a handle on the channel.
Handle on my channel.
Their handle's politically incorrect.
Oh, that's me. Politically incorrect.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
I've seen it the last couple of weeks. I
Yeah.
mean, he's in conversation. He's very polite, but
Yeah. Well, and you know, we've got some great moderators, and I said they keep a pretty close eye on it.
Mhm.
So if it gets out of hand, they'll take care of that. And then Barbara's coming down next month. Well, we won't be here for the first 2 weeks, Barbara, but hopefully we'll get to catch you when we get back. I'd love to meet you. Well, I know I met you once before. Skip hasn't, but I did. Deb and I, when we was over in Lake Sumter, we met you, I believe, on the street.
well, since you put it together, when do you envision potentially, not going to hold you to this in court, the next Patreon lunch?
It will be in October, but it'll be toward it'll be the third or fourth week, and because I do it every other month.
Will you all be down here for that?
No.
No,
She's
doggone
got
it.
cataract surgery coming up. So we're not going to be here for the closing. And then her schedule for the cataract surgery is going to push it back a little bit further.
Yeah. I want to get it done up there instead of waiting for down here.
Oh well, yeah,
Will you be
yeah,
down here in December, do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Then-
Well, we'll have another one in December. We'll have a big Christmas party in December.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, around here, doctor appointments get in the way. You know, it's not easy sometimes putting things together like a big, like the girls have this lunch thing they do every month.
Yeah.
You got 15, 20 people going to that, and you send emails out to everybody. I guarantee you half of them has got something going on that day. So it's hard to pick a day that you can do something. So here's my theory about all of this.
Don't
If
go to the doctor.
I pick a day, I pick a time, and then I send it out.
You know him.
Show up or don't show up.
That's it. That's
Even
all
if
you
you're
can
not
do.
there.
Even if I'm not
You
there.
got to go to the
Yeah.
doctor.
yeah, yeah. He makes his annual visit, once a year, and he expects them to do everything in that amount of time. He expects them to do everything. I got
Just
to.
like running a business.
Show up to it.
I make the rules, you guys follow them.
The one thing I'm worried about moving down here is finding all the doctors.
Yeah.
We
You
went through
you
heart
can.
surgery this year.
Ah,
He had
okay.
open heart surgery earlier this year, so we have to find a cardiac.
Everybody's talked about citrus cardiology being wonderful. I've not been to it myself.
Is that
But
the new one?
It's
Right by Brownwood, across the street from Brownwood?
yes.
Okay.
Are you
And
going to
I'm
be in the Villages Health Network?
I don't know. I'm going to have Medicare, A and B, and then Aetna Advantage. I don't know where that fits in anything. That's what I
Okay.
get through.
so far.
my
Aetna
job.
Advantage is
That's
not
what I'll end
on.
up having.
My wife just went under the AARP Medicare Advantage military supplement, being retired military.
Right.
And she just got in the Brownwood facility where Wolfgang Pucks is at. They have a cardiac
Okay.
center there, and they've taken very good care of her, but not sure it's the same thing or if you can get referrals into there or not.
Yeah. No,
Hopefully.
normally, you have to have a primary doctor.
Right.
And I said, if they're not in the village's health system, it doesn't matter because all the specialty doctors take any insurance.
Okay.
Because I'm not in the village's health care, and I've got all kinds of specialists. So
I am. It drives me nuts.
that's their, what do they call it? That's their blueprint is they want to keep you healthy. They don't want to wait until something happens.
They
to
want
you.
to milk you dry. That's what they want to do. You're a milk cow for.
And they got room for patients.
That's right.
You're a patient, so you're going to their friends.
Yeah.
This is the thing is in the village's health system, they hire old doctors that's ready to retire. They come down and then they leave, and then they call you up and say, "Well, you got to pick another doctor." So this could get into a long story about my second doctor, but then now I'm on my number 3 doctor, and I had an appointment December, like I don't know, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, something like that. Because I told her, I'm not coming in here twice a year. I'm telling you right now, I'm done with that. Once a year, that's it. I'm done. So she had an appointment for me to go in on December, whatever. They called me 2 days ago and said that she's not going to be available. Can you change your doctor appointment to December 15th? I'm like, sure, why not? And then around 14th, they'll call me again because she's not even work here full time. I find out later she's on loan from the Orlando hospital and just comes up here like 1 day a week. So actually, I think my doctor is a registered nurse and a physician's assistant.
Well, like I said, you haven't needed them, so that's okay.
And the one I really like is that lady. I think she's a registered nurse, right? The little gal with the gray hair.
Yeah, Donnie.
She's funny. She's short. So she has to climb on ladders and stuff to look at your head and things like
He's
that.
a big guy. So when she examines him, he's sitting on the table. She gets up on the little foot thing and to get it to be able to
She cracks
examine.
me
It's the
up.
funniest thing. It really is. She's sweet though. She really is. She's good at what she does. Yeah, she also does. She also does the dermatology thing. With taking the moles off and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
she's very, very good.
WrestleMania's in the house.
Is he?
Cool.
I thought he was working.
And J.C. Comer just got back from Alaska on a cruise. 43 degrees and rainy, but great cruise.
Yeah,
That's
my
what I'm
aunt
afraid of.
took that Alaska cruise. The only thing I remember her telling me is not to go up there on a certain month. I thought she said June because that's when all the black flies or deer flies or something was out. She said you couldn't go out on the boat deck. They just ate you alive. Oh,
Yeah, and I said he wants to go to Alaska. That's his fondest wish. And
no, I want to go up there and travel it. I want to go to Alaska in my RV for a couple of months. It'd take at least that probably to do what I want to do.
and now I just
And I
think
may not even live through it.
I think it would take younger people for that. Yeah.
But they have the caravan where they plan it out
They do.
and you caravan up with a group of people.
Here's my thought.
Oh, did not know that.
If a group of guys on motorcycles that's in their 60s can travel all the way up to Tuktoyaktuk on motorcycles, surely to God I can do it in a motorhome or a car.
Motorcycle's a little more maneuverable.
Yeah, but it's cold, it's rainy, it's muddy, and they're still doing it, and they're in their 60s.
They're bikers.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a weenie. It's not me. I'm not going up in the cold and the snow and the rain and animals and
Marsha. On here I see. I've missed probably about half of these things. Vic is on here. He says St. Luke's is good for eye surgery. You probably already got your eye doctor up there, right?
So
For your surgery, your eye surgery.
I have a doctor up there.
Yeah, you already got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know she went to one up here. I don't know who it was. That's all he does all day long is cataract
Yeah,
surgery.
I was
Yeah.
just afraid it would take a while to get an appointment.
I don't see why. I think he does like 50 an hour. I swear to God, there's like a factory in there.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go back for a checkup here in the next few weeks. And I said the doctor that I had that did the cataract surgery, he left. But Dr. Ireland, that's her business, St. Luke's. And everybody says how wonderful she is. And I said, I didn't have her for my surgery.
Yeah.
But she's got a couple other doctors in there that were in other eye practices now. And I've heard good things about them too.
Yeah.
It was such a nice thing. I mean, it was just like clockwork.
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything, never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as medical goes.
Yeah.
See, Pekka says, bring a spare axle. He must be from Alaska.
Well, I've heard that, that you need a spare tire, you need windshields,
Spare fan belt.
I expect a windshield. Everybody tells me that.
It's that gravel road that's so long.
Yeah, well, it's the trucks.
It depends on which road you're going on now. Once you go in
Well, I understand
the river, it is all gravel and it's graded. But the Alcan now, unless it's broken down, is all paved.
I don't know what road that is. It goes up to Tuktoyaktuk. That's where I really want to go. But if I can't do that, then I would do the other one.
The Alcan comes up
Where the
Edmonton,
ice road
Arkansas,
truckers always
Green.
go. What's the name of that town up there?
Okay.
Putin Bay. I wouldn't do
Bay.
that. That's the
Prudhoe Bay.
northernmost populated town in the United States. Tuktoyaktuk is the northernmost populated town anywhere in North America. That's the reason why I want to do that, because that's where the Arctic Ocean's at. I was going to, no matter what the temperature is, I'm going to run out there and dip and come out. That way I can say I've actually swam in the Arctic Ocean.
Well, and the Alcan, the kids sent us pictures as they were traveling down the Alcan. They lived in Alaska for a while, and that's the way they went. And other than the picture of all the moose coming at them, I think that's what it was, moose or elk.
Moose could have been elk.
Yeah, but there, it was a whole herd of them, and they're going down the highway, and there's a whole herd of them coming right at them. And they've never been. They live in North Dakota, but yeah, they were.
If you get up far enough north in Alaska, they have, or maybe it's Canada, but they have muskox.
Yeah.
Up in that area up there, which
At
I've never
University
seen.
of Fairbanks, Alaska, they have a muskox farm up there where they have a breeding and a study program for muskox.
Do they eat them?
The natives do.
Okay.
The
But I mean, like they don't raise them to butcher to sell to restaurants.
No.
Because see, here we got wild elk, But in Indiana, there's elk farms.
Now,
And that's exactly what they do is they sell them to restaurants.
at Santa Smokehouse in Fairbanks, you can get reindeer and caribou. So
Well, I've never had reindeer. I've had elk steak. Remember we went to that restaurant? That was damn good.
Ted Turner's.
I had reindeer
Ted Turner's.
and a
Ted
round
Turner's,
gravy
yeah.
over mashed potatoes at the Finnish Air War cafeteria
Yeah.
back in 2000. It like any other meat, it was kind of sliced. It wasn't ground. Like
Are we making y'all hungry?
Yeah, but the wild meat don't have near the fat in it or any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, at the same time, what I had, maybe it's the way it's cooked, I don't know. It just seemed pork tender. It was so good.
Caribou's not too bad. It's not real gamey like some of the elk down here.
Yeah,
Wow.
like white-tailed deer. Other than the sausage they can make out of it, I've had deer burgers, deer this, deer that. It's gamey.
Mhm.
I don't care for it.
Santa Smokehouse also has smoked salmon in several different forms.
I've never eaten salmon in my life.
Overjoyed said Alderson
Well, I
and
have
a
too. I've
nurse
had
and a
salmon
purse.
patties, but I know that's not the same thing. Just like the Japanese stuff with the raw fish on it. What do they call that?
Sushi.
Sushi. I'm not eating none of that either.
I agree with you.
Something says that's not supposed. You're not supposed to eat that. Raw fish.
But you don't have to get raw fish. You can get crab
It's cold.
or faux crab. Yeah.
I'm not eating cold.
I eat California rolls.
That's
And then
bacteria grows on cold stuff.
Dalton, when I went up there last time, he got me some,
Who?
Dalton,
Dalton who?
your grandson.
He didn't get you anything. He don't even have a job.
Well, I said he wanted sushi, and that in itself was surprising. But he got
That's
tuna
not
rolls.
surprising because his dad likes sushi.
Well, but he got some tuna rolls. It was really, really good.
I'm not doing any of that.
Well,
Is it hot?
no, I mean they got a dipping sauce if you want it hot, but it was good, actually, very good.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's why I like tuna, or what do you call it, salmon patties. They're hot.
Oh, they're cooked. That's what you mean, not
Yeah,
hot, but they're
hot.
cooked.
Yeah, cooked. Hot.
I'm trying to think hot.
Temperature hot.
Not spicy hot, but they're cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's any bacteria on it, it's dead.
Right. Well, you
That's that
know.
old trucker stuff in me again. They bring me food and it's on my plate, and if I touch it, in the truck, I did it all the time. I touch it, and if it was cool, I give it right back to them.
Yeah.
So
Well, you eat tuna salad, and I don't cook that.
tuna salad. I don't eat tuna salad. When was the last time I had tuna salad?
About a week and a half ago,
No,
I made it for lunch.
Not me. Oh, you mean the sandwich?
Yes. What
Yeah.
did you think I meant?
Well,
Tuna noodle casserole. Tuna noodle casserole.
Never had a taste for that.
Really?
neither.
Yeah, I seen it, but I never had a
Helper.
taste for it. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah. But I like tuna salad,
so do I.
and but like I said, it's not hot.
I like to go to a Chinese restaurant that actually makes their own Chinese noodles, not bag crap.
Yeah, you always have to have things the hard way.
That's the way they make them at a real Chinese restaurant. I've seen it in LA. They got them down there. You'll see the guy in the window and he's doing this thing and then folds it over and flops it around some more and folds it over. And then that gets chopped up, throws it in the boiling water. And then when they bring it out to you and eat it, those noodles are so much better
I
than
know.
anything you'll get at Olive Garden.
Anything's better than that.
Even Red Lobster.
I ain't been Red Lobster in a long time.
Yeah.
Last time I was there, my favorite meal, I always get the same thing. I suppose a lot of people do the same thing I do. I usually got the, what do they call that thing?
Seafood sampler.
Yeah, the Ultimate Feast. Has
Ultimate Feast, yeah.
all this. And when I first started getting it, it was like $17, and then it went to $20, $25. And last time we went to, I got it again last time we went, and I'm thinking just that up here was somewhere in the neighborhood of $36 for me, just me. So if there were two of us to leave, it was over $70. I told her, I said, that's nuts.
Yeah. But now, if you only go every once in a while, it doesn't matter. We go for special occasions,
Right.
but their prices did get, and
I
I've noticed
get
they're doing
that
specials
food
now.
better straight out of the ocean down at Punta Gorda, and I'm paying $18. And it came off of that boat.
Yeah, good tell y'all. If you get the Daily Sun, for the last few weeks they've had some great coupons. I mean, really,
we are.
buy one get
Here we
one,
are with the coupons again.
and that kind of thing. And I'm telling you, before the snowbirds get here,
This is why I go
because
shopping in the middle of the night.
once the winter people get here,
You can do that
The
online
coupons will
now.
disappear.
This is what pisses me off
I mean,
about
you
gas
won't get
stations
those
too.
deals once
They
the
got
winter
us
people
to the
get
point
here.
now where we're working for these
So
people for nothing, right?
just a
I mean,
heads up.
my high school job in the summer was I pumped gas.
Yeah.
But you
Now,
weren't making $20 an hour doing it.
uh,
Well, no, just New
back
Jersey, we got to
then,
pump.
I think
We have people that pump our gas. Here,
yeah.
you got to pump your own gas.
Well, nationwide
And
anymore, you have to. You ain't got a
well, it's only
choice.
New Jersey.
And you know it. And then you go to these stores and they want you to check your own stuff out. And you
Like
know,
Walmart this morning.
yeah, when they was talking about this, my mind says, well, I don't see a problem with that. It just makes stealing easier. And now they're having a big problem with people stealing stuff. There was a thing in the Indianapolis thing today that all the Teamsters are on it, saying that they put a notice out to Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot. They named a bunch of
Walmart.
Walmart was one, saying the Teamsters are not going to shop in these stores anymore because we do not work in your stores for free, and they're asking everybody else not to go there anymore. People ain't going to pay no attention to it. They're going to go where they want to go, to wherever they get the best price. Well, where do you get the best price? Any product that's made in China. You know, the country that wants to blow us all up, let's buy stuff for them.
Anymore, according to financial reports, they're about to be in deep stuff.
Well, they've been talking about having this financial problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have had a decline in population, and they're misreporting their population at a higher level than actually. They don't have enough labor.
Well, but like I said, you go out here and look at a car lot, and it's like Consumer Reports. They don't have on their list. They don't have any American cars. It's all foreign cars
It's because
they're in the United States, but they're still foreign cars.
And
Well, yeah.
Chinese manufacturing doesn't keep up with U.S. demand. Some of us are going to be very unhappy because those things that we want we're not going to be able to get anymore because we don't have the manufacturing capacity here anymore.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
I blame it on Bill Clinton.
I blame it on all the political people that's in power here. It's their fault. They're the ones. I have no say so about General Motors moving a plant to China. What do I have to say? The only thing I can say is I'm not buying the product. That's all I can do. But they're the ones that set the rules about this.
Bill Clinton started it, but
We started with that NAFTA.
he started it, but he's not the only one that has perpetuated it. Both sides of the aisle are equally guilty.
Nixon. Famous picture. You go to the Nixon Library. There's him walking up to whoever was running China at that time,
Yeah.
shaking his hand.
And that was because of Henry Kissinger.
Who taught the
Henry
Chinese?
Kissinger was the one that pushed Nixon into doing that.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
I think it's the
Really?
people buying these. You know, I don't think it has to do with politicians. It's the people buying this. If you buy a foreign car, it's your fault.
The politicians let all the manufacturing leave the country and let it come back with no tariffs on it.
Yeah, there was recently a foreign auto manufacturer, probably out of Germany, was going to build a new plant for manufacturing and assembly in Tennessee. And that $2.5 billion plant is now going to be built in Mexico.
Administrative assistant wants to know of a good home watch person.
Well, depending on what district you're in, home watch people just don't go anywhere in the villages. Like the last one we had on WNL show down here, she only does home watch
South of 44.
South of 44.
Is this one whose husband was the sheriff?
Her husband is the chief of police, and I'm not sure she just takes as many. I thought she had a limited. She'd only do like so many.
Oh, I don't know, but we know that they are good. They are reliable.
Yeah, ask your neighbors wherever you decide to buy. Just go around and ask your neighbors. You know, who if they got a home watch service. I don't know who they all are. We got 2 or 3 of them in our neighborhood that comes here, but I don't know who they are.
Yeah, but that's the only one I could think of. But I will even have to look their number up because I don't really remember right off the top of my head. But Linda uses them, and I said she's down in the southern area, and they're good people. We met them; they're very good people. But yeah, I don't think they come up to this area where we're at.
She don't come north
She
of
is
44.
south of 44.
I know that because somebody bought a house up here. It's on our channel. He sent me an email saying he called her and she told him that she won't go north of 44.
Okay.
So don't even waste your time.
Yeah. If that's something I need to do. I need to make a list of them in all the areas instead of just south of 44. But Liza, right now I don't have a list.
Well, I hate to eat and run, but I'm going to eat and run.
Well, Phil, thank you so much.
Sure.
Next time you come back,
Please, have a seat now that I'm off my...
next time you come back, bring that fudge.
I have
You know, people,
I have
that's
4 bars.
the first time people hear going, boy, that guy's a dick.
But we're going to do
Only the ones that know you.
I have 2 bourbon and 2 rum sitting in the refrigerator.
like I said, we'll be gone for a couple weeks, so
Yeah.
you know you got time to soak your nuts.
Well, I won't soak them that long because then that's not good for the walnuts.
Oh, okay.
I've only got 3 stops in mine. In Kentucky, I got to stop for a couple of days to get some solar installed on the RV. And then I'm stopping in Fort Wayne to harass my grandson until he's sick of me, and then I'll leave. And then on the way back, I'm going to stop in Kentucky again to where that ark is, if I can find it.
Yeah, it's on 65.
I just want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not big religious or anything, but I just want to see this thing. It's huge.
It's a
65 or
tourist trap.
71. Yeah, it is.
It is a tourist trap. But the difference is somebody built this thing.
Just going from Dayton to Dallas Fort Worth, we used to drive by it
Oh, do you?
back when it was
Well, we used to go by it all the time, and I said the weather was always bad.
the
When we
original
went by
one
there.
is over in Turkey. So,
On a mountain.
Yeah. Well, thank you,
Sunday.
Uncle Phil. We appreciate it.
yes, ma'am.
Come back when you can't stay so long.
Okay. And if I do that, I won't be able to.
Tell Monica we said hi.
She may be watching now. She's on the ground.
Ah.
I'll be listening.
Yeah, I'm sure that once that plane landed, she thought of coming to Porch Settin. I'm sure it's the first thing on her mind.
Well, actually, the first thing on her mind was
Bloody Mary.
You know, I will say one thing about airports. I mean, I'm not a big flyer. I flew maybe, I don't even know, half a dozen times maybe. But the airports are kind of cool. I mean, really, in the daytime, they got coffee shops and they got nice bars. They got nice restaurants. Most of them are like duty free. I'm not sure you really save that much, but they're duty free. But it seems like every time we fly, either we leave somewhere at night or we're landing somewhere at night. And at nighttime, it's like a ghost town in there. There ain't nothing open for anybody.
Yeah.
Well, there goes our fudge guy.
And I can't believe he went to Dairy Queen. And I said, you got to watch what you say, because he'll bring stuff with him. Especially if Monica's gone. I don't know if he does that as much when Monica's around. But I said, when he's there by himself, I mean, he's brought us so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, he's just perfect. He really is.
Yeah.
And I said, anytime we
when
mention
she broke her leg, he came over here. We never know when he's coming over. He just dropped by. I don't think I was doing Porch Settin. He just dropped by. He said, I brought Sue some medicine. And I'm thinking, medicine? I already went and got that medicine. What kind of medicine is he talking about? Well, it was a case of wine, and I don't even know what else it was.
A case of wine and a couple bottles of bourbon and a bottle of champagne and boxes of chocolate.
Yep.
Yeah, just boxes of chocolate. So I said, he's so good to us. He really is. Rick Gottinger says, hi, Skip and Sue.
Rick Gottinger. I ain't seen him for a while. So what neighborhood did you end up buying in?
LaBelle North.
I think
that's just right over here.
Yeah. Rizzo's are up there too.
Yeah, you're close to Rohan and the shopping center over there.
Yep.
Shopping center where all the drug actions at.
Oh, good.
No, I don't know.
He's messing with you.
Across from Rohan.
Yeah.
Or the other one. Up where Walmart and
They've got
Colony Plaza.
Over
new
there,
restaurant.
I used to go to what's that bar hamburger place when you would go shopping? I'd go down there at that little bar, Beef O'Brady's.
Okay.
I used to go up to the bar. I knew the waitress, bartender in there. You never know what politically correct thing to say. Could you say a waitress? I don't know.
Yes.
But anyway, I've got to talk to her for a while, and she'd tell me some silly stories of people coming in there and all this and that. And she would come and get me when it was time to go. And the only thing I know that's ever happened in there, other than you got to watch some of them old people during a busy part of the day coming out of Publix and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where she had her car wrecked.
Yeah.
Lady came out there and smacked into her right there.
Watch out for the other people.
Yeah,
And then
you do.
And then the other thing was, the heck else was it? Oh, there was some kids. When you say kids, I don't know how old they was, but in a car. Guy walks into Beef O'Brady and says, I don't know who has a such and such golf cart out here, but some kids just took your golf clubs. Now my mind says, Why didn't you stop him? So he runs out there, and yeah, they took his golf club off the back of his golf cart, and that's the big thing that people never think about that.
I can't imagine it doesn't happen more often.
It
Especially
didn't
if you
used to
got a
happen
nice
at all,
driver.
but
Yeah.
like I said, the bigger we get, the more that does happen. Because the outside does come in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, all the people in here are pretty, you can pretty much figure that they're honest.
Right.
But the outside world does come in here. So you just take it like you would
Yeah.
any other city.
You just got to be aware anymore. You just can't. At one time, like you said, when it was basically a small retirement community, nothing happened. I mean, literally nothing happened.
Yeah.
You'd see. How many times we go to the Spanish Springs movie theater, and there'd be golf carts lined up out front, and there'd be 2 or 3 persons hanging off the turn signal in the golf cart, just hanging there, because nothing ever happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah. Bill B says that he's watching with one earphone in, and while he's eating a BLT at Daryl's.
Which Daryl? Oh, over at Pinellas?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Well, favorite Daryl's is mine's over at Wildwood.
And then Vic says, "Hi guys, I'm watching but not chatting. I had some eye surgery this morning." Well, Vic, I hope it wasn't serious, and hope you get real soon.
Cataract surgery?
Didn't say. He just said some eye surgery.
I'm going to have cataract surgery someday, but just the thought of somebody.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Well, it ain't bad yet. Every time I go in, I
a
keep
lot of eye surgeries.
I keep asking the doctor. I said, "Am I
Ever had.
about due to get that? I want to get that laser surgery where I don't have to wear glasses anymore."
Basic, yeah.
And he said, "It ain't gonna do me no good to do it right now because you got cataracts in both eyes."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, can we take them out and then get the laser surgery?" He said, "Yours ain't that bad to worry about right now." So until he says,
The best
And,
thing, it'll be like turning the light on.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see so much better.
I don't know, she got it and she still wears glasses.
I have
Mother
to
does
wear
too.
to read this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't have to wear it. But to read, I do.
Both things.
It
Yeah.
depends on the doctor because what he does is he's got to come up with a prescription, just like your glasses. And if they pick the right one, you're golden.
Yeah.
I don't
If
think
they
you
pick
had
the
that
wrong
done.
one,
I just had what Medicare paid for. You can get the ones that they guarantee you'll never have to wear glasses again, but they're $3,000 to $6,000 a piece. And I thought, I'm old. I don't need to spend that kind of money. So, but like, I didn't want to wear them full time.
Yeah.
And I
I
do
wonder
have
if my insurance will pay for it.
Well, I said, if you get the regular
Well, you
lenses,
got more than just Medicare though. You got Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
but Medicare pays for it if you get the regular lenses.
Why wouldn't Medicare pay for part of it and your insurance pay for the rest? Years ago, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
see,
He
I had
a
a bad eye. This eye was real bad,
Mhm.
so I had to pay, and it was like $3,000, and the insurance only paid for like 1,000 of it. So I had to pick up the rest after that. Then this eye wasn't that bad, so that was a standard type lens.
Mhm.
But I wore glasses since 1968. I have nothing in, no contacts, no nothing,
Yeah.
and I can see fine.
Coke bottle.
Well, I had damage, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago when we was in Texas. I got hit in the eye, and I wore contacts all my life.
Right.
I didn't wear glasses, but I had contacts in. Well, I couldn't wear my contacts after that, and then when I went to have it looked at, they give me a stem cell patch, which made the scar smaller, but it didn't get rid of it. And so I was hoping when they did the cataract surgery that they could get rid of it altogether, but it was too deep. The scar's
Right.
too deep. So they got it to where I can see everything else without glasses. So I only need them actually to read with,
Right.
which that's a plus to me.
Sure it is.
But now, like I said, I do have to go back and for a checkup. And I said, I'm going to wait and see what he says because I keep thinking they're getting worse.
Oh,
Now,
Connie,
go ahead.
Trump, Rose.
Huh?
You can tell they're from Indiana. They're throwing darts at me. You don't read all this stuff.
No.
I like to read everything. Says, hi, Skip and Sue. Just celebrated our 1-year anniversary in the village as we are refugees from Knightstown, Indiana.
Oh, nice town.
We had a farm down there, or Dad did. So some of our family claims that they went to school with Skip. Who can remember back that far?
He doesn't remember that far.
It was one room, remember?
Well, when I went to Central School, before I went down to the junior high school and high school, it was called Central, and it was right up there. I don't even know if that was even a town, really. Art Egan lived across the street. All them people are gone now, and the high Central School was 4 rooms, 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th, or 5th and 6th. I can't remember. And Tom McLean was the principal of that school, and I think he was brought up on charges for child molestation even back then. Fawcett. I want to say Fawcett. I went to school with I think his dad had a funeral home down there called Fawcett, something Fawcett. I'm sure none of that's there anymore. But the best burgers in town, by far, was down at the Cell Barn, where they sold the pigs and the cows. There's a little corner, a little nothing thing there, and my God, those burgers were good.
Yeah, I think the Amish ladies come in and cook at the Cell Barn every week. Yeah. But like I remember, there was a store there in town, and they had it wasn't a dollar store, but it was something on that order. And then I always used to buy my shoes down there because I couldn't find them anywhere else, and I bought them in every color. Naturally, that's what I do.
Gringo Loco says I aspire to be a polar bear snack. Not really. I think what it is, Ringo, when you get to that 10, 9, 8 countdown of death, and that's where I'm at now, because the average guy dies between 76 and 80. I'm 71, and I know I've got a limited amount of time to do some stuff. And you're going to get to a point in life where you're not going to be able to do anything unless you take your cane and your crutches with you. Mm-hmm. So right now I can drive, I can get out, and I can see and the stuff. I can scream. You know,
you can't remember stuff.
Yeah, I can outrun her.
Yeah, you get up to Alaska, you're on your own, honey.
So anyway, I just feel like I want to do some of this stuff. Will I ever get to do any of it? I don't know.
I'm just telling you, if you're going to do it, you got to do it soon. Because I'm not going to let you go when you get 80.
See, what I thought about doing is take the motorhome up to say like around Seattle, store it, rent a 4-wheel drive car, a big one. Because if you rent a big enough Jeep, I'll call it a Jeep, but you don't have to be a Jeep, be a Toyota 4Runner, you can throw a mattress and a portable cooler, which I've got all this stuff in the back. I can sleep in that Jeep. There's nothing that says you can't. And I'll be able to go from one gas station to the next without worrying about running out of gas. And it'd be a 4-wheel drive in case the roads are muddy. I'm just saying that's what I was going to do. But thinking about doing it that way is because you think, well, I'll get a hotel once in a while to take a shower and all this and that. Otherwise, you're going to smell like a bear. That you get to Google and stuff, but they don't really have hotels up in that neck of the woods.
There's not a AAA.
Well, up to in Alaska, you can go far, like Prudhoe Bay. They actually do have crude stuff, but they're there. And then what is it called? Whitehorse. It's a town called Whitehorse or something like that. They have kind of like hotels there, but they're not like here. But they do have them. Once you get past that, if you go up to like Tuktoyaktuk, there's just nothing there. Not that I found anyway. Not to say there ain't. Maybe when you get to Tuktoyaktuk, there could be an Airbnb at an igloo somewhere. I don't know.
Stephen S. wants to know if you'd like to tour his villa that he has for rent.
I don't know.
Send us an email.
I ain't got time right now. It'll be at least 2 or 3 weeks before I can.
Yeah.
I'm timed out. I did all I could do last night on the videos. And today I'm going to start packing things in boxes to take with me, my camera gear and stuff. The RV I think is ready to go. It's just a matter of me just getting over there and hooking the car up, I guess, and that's about it. I have nothing planned. Don't know where I'm going to spend my first night at. I had a thought of going to a winery that's not too far from, where's that first Buc-ee's at? In Georgia?
Is it like
it's south
Richmond
it's south of that first Macon. South of Macon, there's a winery up there, and I thought about because you got to get there before closing, and that's hard for me to make a reservation when I don't know when I'm going to leave. I hate traveling on the weekend. I hate it. Buc-ee's at any Buc-ee's you go to, it's a nightmare on weekends.
Yeah.
Everybody here that's down here now will be heading back on Sunday. Everybody up there will be coming down here to buy something, and it's just a constant barrage of traffic. When are you heading back? Sunday?
Well, we're here till Sunday, so we'll probably...
But you just proved my point. Everybody on Sunday from here will be going up that way, and then if I wait too much longer, the spring breakers will be coming down.
Yeah. wrestler.
Trailers
This is
coming
the
down when we came down on
this is the Kellers,
Thursday.
There's
right?
A lot of trailers coming down on Thursday. I don't know if snowbirds are coming yet, but
It all depends on who they are.
big fifth wheels. I mean,
Yeah,
Some of them
if
were
they got
plates.
a particular place like over here, and they do what I would do when they talk about being a snowbird. Most of them back in the day, it was 3 months, January, February, March. We go back on April because we have to do taxes by April 15th. But now it's because everybody can do it online and stuff. They don't worry about being back by April 15th. So I told her, I said, if I was going to be a snowbird, I said, to hell with that 3 month stuff. I'm taking 6 and 6.
Yeah.
So you'll come down here and say, what was that? Phil, come and get your stuff, Phil.
Trash.
I don't know where it's gone, but there, look at that. Trespasser.
Vic said he just went to St. Luke's this morning, and Dr. Horish just did his eyes.
Uh-oh.
And
What's the name?
Dr. Horish. Yeah, and I've got Dr.
Say goodbye, everybody. That was Mary. It froze.
That was. Bye, guys. We're freezing up. We'll see you later.
I can't even get this
See
thing
you
on.
on the other side.
Thanks to all the moderators that showed up. We'll see you down the road somewhere.